All right, so now we have get to understand our data set a little bit better, play around with it. Now we want to visualize it. So the first thing we can do is called univariate analysis. This is saying, oh, we just want to know. We're not trying to understand why something happened. We're just trying to observe maybe one column or one type of things. Get to know it a little bit, visualize it a little bit. So, for example, I want to know what's going on with the incomes of my customer, so I can do plt.boxplot if I want to create a box plot. And then bikebuyer.income. Give it a title, plt.title, give it a y label, plt.y label, income right here. Okay, from this, what do you learn? Anyone want to say something like you found interesting or? Yeah.
So from this we can understand what is the distribution of income, what probably are the outliers. There are 2 to 3 points that are outliers.
Yep, exactly. And then if I want to see exactly the same thing in histogram, I just change this to hist. All right? Oh, again, in Python, there's so many different ways to do the same thing. So if you're doing your homework or you're practicing, don't worry if your code is different than mine. You're free to go to the internet and then Google it and find different code and complete the same objective. That's totally fine too. So when you do your homework, don't worry about if your code is a little bit different than mine. And at the same time, when you do your homework, if you want to throw in more things like legends, like I don't know, regression line, and whatever you want to do with it, that's totally fine too. Real good. Okay. If I want to see a bar chart of education count, because education is not really like income, it's a number, it's a category, right? So we want to know the count of the value of my customers. So I can do bike buyer, the column name is education. I want the count of the value, so value underscore count. And then I want the plot to be bar chart. And then give it a title, and give it a y label, and then do this show. Okay, so it looks like most of my customers, they have a bachelor degree, some partial college, partial high school. They just can't afford a bike, so they don't come, I guess. And then you don't necessarily need to do plt.show. If you don't do this, it will still show, but it will also return some text description, that type of stuff. And if you're trying to deploy on the web, doing Python, with connecting with a web server, the type of things, you do need to use the show. So just, I guess a good practice, I like to keep the plt.show there every time. And also, I think these are annoying, so. Okay, bar chart, same thing with marital status. Okay, a little bit more than half of my customers, they're married, but not a big difference. And I'm sure that you can do like different kind of chart here, bar, or I don't know, scatter. Again, there are just so many different ways to do the same things in Python. Pie chart. How about a donut chart? Okay, so I want to see the same thing, education, the value count, my label. I'm just going to grab education's, the unique value in education column. And then I want the percentage to be like this. If I do 0.1, that means just 1 decimal. If I do 0.2, that'll be 2 decimal. Any question here?
Why is it squished?
Because it is matplotlib. It is a very ugly old school library. Now there are ways that you can also play with it, make it prettier, make it 3Ds if you want to. But again, this is very basic. I'm just trying to show you guys okay, the most bare minimum, how you can visualize your data set and try to get some insight out of it. But for sure, you can play around with it with your homework and then make it really fancy. I would like to see that for sure.
So what is that output institution?
Pardon?
Yes, what is that?
Right here? This is just the auto PCT. You just say, okay, auto calculate the percentage of it. And then this is just how it'll take that string formatted. So if I delete this, then now there's no percentage sign after the number. Okay, we all good here? Continue? Okay.
Chairman.
Yes. Oh, it's fine. Okay, sorry. So for the rest of us, you can execute really quick on your computer. But do note that on your homework, you have to execute a swarm plot, which might take you 5 minutes. So if you run the chart and then you see the asterisk right here instead of a number, don't worry, go get a cup of milk or go use a